The Frenchtown Historic Site marks a mixed marriage community of French-Canadian trappers, traders, and Indigenous women who lived here beginning in the 1820s. Frenchtown had a distinct Métis, or mixed cultural identity, very different from that of the predominantly English-speaking Protestant settlers to come. Originally known as the Village des Canadiens, Frenchtown remained Catholic and French-speaking well into the 20th century, in part reinforced by later arrivals from Quebec. At its height, the Frenchtown community consisted of about 50 cabins scattered along the Walla Walla River and its tributaries, interspersed among cayuse camps and farms. By the time American missionaries Marcus and Narcissa Whitman arrived in 1836, at least a dozen Métis families were already living within a few miles of the site of the mission. The present-day Frenchtown site preserves a historic cabin and cemetery from this community. The Prince's Cabin is thought to be the oldest standing cabin in the state of Washington. The cabin originally stood at a cayuse wintering place 2 miles to the east, and was donated to the Frenchtown Historical Foundation in 2012. It was built by Hudson's Bay Company trader Pierre Crusoe Pambron for a cayuse man referred to as the Prince. His cayuse name was not recorded. Volunteers spent nearly 4,000 hours moving and restoring the cabin to its present state. The Prince's Cabin stands today as an outstanding example of early 19th century French-Canadian cabin architecture in the Northwest. The St. Rose Catholic Cemetery marks the final resting place for at least 80 Frenchtown people, including almost 30 children. While no grave markers remain, the names of the dead, recovered from Catholic Church records, are visible at the site today. Satellite imagery suggests that Frenchtown settlers divided the land according to le rond, or the long lot system, in which each farmer claimed a long, thin strip of land along the river. This practice maximized the number of farms with access to the waterway, which doubled as the principal road. Although the 1862 Homestead Act carved the land into square blocks, a small portion of the Frenchtown area still shows traces of the long lot system in practice. Ultimately, Frenchtown is more than just a physical site. Volunteers with the Frenchtown Historical Foundation maintain the site, work to restore native plants, provide programming for Northwest history and local schools, and share family history and research. To learn more about the history of Frenchtown, come and visit us today.